When it started, good morning, everybody. Thank you for
Good
joining us
morning.
for African Spiritual Conversations today. We're here with Yay and Ia, and we're going to be talking about being a woman and African spirituality and what the year is going to bring, and a lot of good stuff. You know, we always get some good stuff in there. So, how are you this morning,
I'm
Ia?
doing
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm doing
good.
great.
You doing
Great.
great?
Yeah, now I'm waking up.
you you waking up?
Waking
Just,
up.
Well,
yeah.
it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. So if
Okay.
I ain't awake by now,
You ain't yeah.
You're gonna get up. Did you have a good weekend?
Right.
oh yes, yeah, I had a good weekend. Yeah,
You did.
yeah.
What about you? Yeah, yeah. Good weekend.
Y- Yeah, we did a we were doing elbow this weekend, needless to say. And the good thing is you also get an opportunity to get lessons in.
Yes.
And did a conference this weekend too with some really fabulous Yanikas that are doing some really special work with women in in the global community.
Gotcha.
But more than that, it's the first time that we have women in the diaspora talking about the Odu that's fallen in Ilefe
Mm.
and having a hour-long discussion about what the impact of that Odu is going to have globally, the energy that's in it, how it's going to, because that Odu talked about a number of things. It talked about oppression in the world against African people. It talked
Mm-hmm.
about oppression with women, okay? And that women will be the ones this year to move the community and the work forward so that we can overcome this oppression that we have been going through for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That we're the ones that are going to be able to do so and do something about it. We're the ones that are going to bring the organization and step it up and
Gotcha.
push and motivate everybody to move forward. So that was one of the most powerful kind of conversations, that we're all having about this. I'm excited
Yeah.
about it. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's about that time.
what
you
um
know.
what should we be doing as women and women in African spirituality, and also devotees and practitioners, to support this motion and to prepare ourselves to play our part?
Oh, girl, that's wow. It's great. It's. I think that some of the things that we need to do is first honor ourselves. Honor ourselves as a collective, and honor ourselves individually, and to see about that we're going to respect ourselves. Therefore, we will demand respect in the world.
That's right.
Some of the things that people can do is when they're hearing negative talk concerning women, men and women need to step up and say, that's not right, because that's a mother, that's my sister, that's my aunt. You can't talk about us like that, because we have to start the imagery that's out here. We have to start negating that negative energy and that
Okay.
negative imagery,
Mm-hmm.
about Black women. Okay, we really need to push forward with every individual, looking for the positive in everyone. Look for the positive in yourself. Look for the positive in your mother. You
That's
know,
right.
and so those are some of the things that we need to do. The other things
I,
is to help and join other organizations,
Mhm.
okay, that are moving women forward, and to lend a hand, volunteer, do things like that. That'll help. Okay.
Yes.
I found it interesting that that came out with the do this year. In that this has been going on for years, for at
Hmm.
least the last 10 years, the last 15 years. Women have been joining together in sacred circle to do exactly what has been revealed to us by Ifa this year. And I just found that very interesting. It's nothing new. We've been doing it all along.
Mhm.
Ifa has given
Hmm.
us confirmation that we're on the right path.
Ashe.
And
Hmm.
so I
Ashe.
I really I'm excited about that because that gives us something that we can point to. We can say, Ifa has said for this year of
Hmm.
2020 to 2021. But we must remember that we have been on this path, and now we know we're treading on sacred ground.
Mm. Ashe.
Hmm. I think too that, to piggyback off of what you're saying, one of the interesting things that came out of this was the need to spiritually do a bow to your mother's head, whether your mother is in heaven or already here on earth. To be able to salute, to feed your mother's head is a huge thing,
Mm,
because it also acknowledges our spirits in heaven and here. We
Hmm.
are on sacred, we're on a sacred path in truth. We've been doing the work. And Otur Meji last year, we had it all the way back to Rosu. You can go all the way back to 2005 with Warrior Magic.
Mm.
Okay, that women were key in the work, and that's 15 years right there. That they were
mm-hmm,
key in the work here and doing it. But we also have to understand too that while if I may have made it very clear along the way, we also had opposition that
Mm.
was key. Okay. We
mm-hmm,
had people that had to be trained in respecting their minds, respecting the process, respecting women doing the work. Unlike other religious traditions that are not African spirituality,
Mhm.
their women are always working and building in those organizations, because if they don't, they won't exist. Okay.
Right.
You're not going to see a choir without women. You're not going to see a church that doesn't have an usher board that don't have women. Okay.
Yes.
And while we have those very strong dynamics in other areas globally, in Nigeria, the women's organizations are strong. You have egg base of women priests all over, but not in the same capacity that other traditions may hold.
Hmm.
We've had opposition. We've had subtle and and overt opposition, where people literally, you would have men saying that we don't even exist, or you know, they're wrong, or all the different negatives. And that's no longer a situation that's going to be tolerated by IFA. I
Hmm.
think that's what's different now. It's about, you know,
That's
it's
huge.
like,
That's
okay, I'm going to
huge.
have patience with you. I'm going to see if you can evolve and step up and do better. And it's not only that, but it's also women gatekeepers, women who will hold you hostage to old regimes and old ways of thinking. And
Mhm.
that's also another aspect of this, is that that's gone. That's got to go. Okay? Because we can no longer afford that mentality. if we're going to grow. We're not sugarcoating anything anymore. And that's
Okay.
key. Okay.
And we as women, there are women who carry these same feelings and towards other women, being
Yeah.
in positions of what to do whatever it is that their gift is. And so not only are we dealing with men, but we're also dealing with women and changing our own mindset and how we view each other and how we relate to each other.
Oh, absolutely. I think too, it's also about learning how to um, respect where we are and who we are to each other.
Yeah.
I think one time we were, it was in a conversation about Nagasaki Shange
Mhm.
and for colored girls. And one of the things that when her book came out many, many years ago was that the open conversation that women had finally had broke through. We needed to have an open dialogue where women saw each other, whether she was the orange woman, the red woman, the green woman, in terms of how that
Yeah.
the different personalities and things that were going, but we were looking at broken wings,
Yeah.
broken spirits, hearts that were hurting, okay? And to recognize our humanity in one another, and that as sisters, we needed that dialogue. We needed that conversation to help us understand who we are in our place. It's
Yeah.
also another thing that this Odu is bringing is that when our men are giving that ashe, they're giving that elbow to their mother's head, she
Mhm.
has the ability to stop war. She has the ability, whether it is in the flesh or in heaven, in spirit, to stop
Yeah.
the war and keep that mindset like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I ain't trying to fight you, dude. You know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's now this whole new thing coming about. It's like I now got to stop and think. I'm not ready to hurt you in the same capacity. I'm not ready to go to war in
Yeah.
that type of war. And we have the deity support. We have Orisha and the Arumile support on everything we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's key too. So it's like you don't see me just walking in the room. You're seeing my peoples, my
Yeah.
spiritual peoples coming in the room with me.
Yeah.
Okay. And that I
Mhm.
think is bringing some necessary ammunition to the game. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, we need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
do. We do.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. Cuz I think what I see is a lot of women gathering together to do things, to
Hmm.
accomplish things physically and spiritually, and also healing each other, and that's started to become real strong, and it's probably reached that point. And then now the walls are broken down so that we can exert the influence from those spaces that we need
Hmm.
to make changes outside of just women being with women. Like we've gotten to a point now where it's become important for us to be able to gather together and respect each other's humanity and divinity. And we've done that. I think increasingly, like Ia said, over the last 10 to 15 years, like that's been a thing
Hmm.
in Ifa, and also just in general, just women in general
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
gathering um, more consistently. And so now that I think was a part of the groundwork that had to be done in order for us to really
Yes.
come into position. So this is a great time to be a woman.
Yes,
It's
it
just a
is.
great time to be a
Yes,
woman.
it is. Yeah, I think it's better than even when the Me Too started. Okay.
Yeah.
I I really do, because on this gives women in Ifa their marching orders,
Hmm.
okay, and their strategy, because let us never forget that we're dealing with Odu Ifa is a blueprint. It
Yes.
is a blueprint of behaviors and strategies for living and
Mm-hmm.
how we do that. And when we have these marching orders, we have a clear idea coming from Olodumare, God Almighty,
I
and
see.
Ifa, the voice of Olodumare, and Orunmila, its prophet, and saying, hey, y'all, I don't care what these other people are doing. This is what we need you to do. And
Mm-hmm.
this is going to get us moving forward. And it's about our faithfulness and our faith
Mm.
that is keeping us in line. That is holding true to that blueprint is saying we got things that we need to watch in other behaviors of people. It gives us a strong outlook on the road ahead. Oh, wait a minute. There's some holes these people over here have built. Come around this way. You don't
Yes.
have to go that way. So we have strategies now to look at and work and be cognizant, very cognizant of the things that we got to do. And what's exciting about it is that the ebos are done, and that gives you the motivating energy. That's,
Mm-hmm.
the fuel's in the tank, you know, you ain't got to worry about your feet being leaded. It's gonna be a smooth ride.
Yeah.
That's what I'm loving
Yeah.
about it. It's gonna be
That's
a
okay.
smooth ride. And that you don't have to be in fear.
Mm.
Okay. When you have that kind of power, you don't have to be in fear anymore. That you have cover. You know that you have guidance. You know that that little voice that's connecting you is real. Okay. And it's getting you over into doing what you need to do in your life. And that's what also is exciting about this. Yeah. It's also saying that we got to watch for perpetrators.
Mm.
Okay. Serious perpetrators that are going to make it their business to divert you from your path. They'll
Mm-hmm.
be talking stuff. No, I don't know why we got to follow that. My Luo said this. My Ye said this. And it's going to be stuff out here that's designed to knock you off your path and to keep you away from your truth. Okay.
Yes.
And so the bottom line is that you now have an opportunity to pray, ask for guidance, tell me what's true, question. Don't take my word for it. Go ask somebody, question it, see what's there so that you actually have it in your gut. You know, you want to have this fire living in you. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a great thing and a great a great um divine opportunity for you to get into seeing how spirit works and manifests here on earth.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
I go back to my first statement, and I think that that power and that
Mm-hmm.
fire and
Mm-hmm.
all of that, I think we who have been doing the work all these years already have it,
I see.
and that
Hmm.
this pronouncement this year has mm, has verified that we are on that sacred path and we can take refuge in that. But we've been working against the grain anyway.
Mm.
We've been doing what we knew in our hearts and our minds and our spirits to do. So the workers, some of them, not all, but we're out here. We're out here, and I'm just very grateful that this Odu came down this year.
I see.
Um, but I'm gonna do the work regardless.
Yeah, I think a lot of women feel like the work's gonna
Yeah.
get done. Like we've been doing it regardless. I think also this little extra push of energy, or not little extra push. It's quite
No,
a big extra
big,
push. Yeah.
big.
It's a big
This
piece.
extra
Yeah.
push will also give us a way to give us the extra energy and spiritual support to have people really understand the our significance
Mm.
as women, the significance of
Mm-hmm.
women in the tradition, the significance of women in life in general. And as we move forward and evolve as a people and just in the earth in general, like all of the different types of circumstances that we are living in, situations that we have, to start to harmonize that into
Mm-hmm.
a good life for us,
Mm-hmm.
because a
Absolutely.
lot of times we stand in the gap for there to be harmony,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Yeah.
would be, we need that spiritual support so that we
Yeah,
can also
yeah,
enjoy, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you
yeah.
plan the party, you cook for the party, you
Yeah.
serve at the party, you clean the house, you clean up afterwards, you're doing all the stuff, but you don't get to be at the party. So I really feel like this is an opportunity for us to also have that space that we need to be women.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There's something to
absolutely.
just being a woman. Like, let me just show up and be a woman. I don't have to
Yeah,
go through no extra changes of explaining why I'm here or why I get to be here or why I get to do what I do.
Absolutely.
That we can just come in and be who we are created and what we are created to be. Because I think the
Absolutely.
magnificence of a lot of women is overshadowed by people's preconceived notions of where women should be and should not be.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
And so you spend,
Absolutely.
instead of coming in all your magnificence, just peaceful, calm, and easy, like just, getting to be the grace, you got to pull out your machete and lop some heads before you can even get it cracking. And that's just
And
ridiculous.
then after that, they want to hand you a broom too.
Right.
Okay.
And then, yeah,
Hey,
can you clean that up too? Because, I mean,
Right.
none of them made a
no,
Head
mess.
off.
Right. And you got to do something with
no.
this. Exactly. So I feel like this is a time where Ifa is backing us up to say, speaking to us about what there is for us to do, but also speaking to men about
Yeah.
their relationship to us, and
Yes,
that
Their
they need to
role.
make sure that they're not in the way.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
And
You
that they
know.
don't mind following. If you don't have a plan and a lead,
Mm-hmm.
then, and if I do, don't get mad. Don't get
Right.
upset. We
Right.
working on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the same objective. The objective is as a people, we are have been oppressed for God knows how long. So like if I got a plan and my plan is gonna work, and if I'm saying that it's giving me that download,
Yes.
okay, then and it's giving my mama in
Mm-hmm.
heaven and your mama in heaven that
Mm-hmm.
download too. So,
Yes.
and they can see further because they can look at corners that we don't have.
Right.
So if you got some blocks to your sight right there, your spiritual sight, your psychic sight,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't get mad when I have a vision
Right.
and I can tell you what that vision is because it
Mm-hmm.
will save you and me.
Right.
Okay. And that's a larger part. We're also looked at to build, okay? Build on dealing with not just organizations. What do we have in terms of school? What do we have in terms of healthcare? What do we have in terms of um, institutions that are going to help our people? There's a lot of people that are building towards that. As
Yes.
African spiritual people of different types of organizations, different branches, we all have an opportunity to build on a different platform. and
Mhm.
we have the energy, and that energy, even with that bone, will help us to get the resources that we need in order to start building even more. We
Right.
don't have those things all over, but there are people who are building toward that. Let's support that.
I sure do.
Okay. If
Yeah.
you gotta, if this is what your plan is, I've known Ianifas, Olarishas that have tried to start magnet schools.
Mhm.
Okay. And where was the support? Okay. When they had to fight, um, the oppression of the bankers and other things, where was their support when they needed to do fundraising? Where was
Mhm.
their support? What are we doing? Okay. So we have to also be aware of that and lend a hand to that energy.
I sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we definitely have to do that. Another thing too is that for our men, they have a divine role, and not only not getting in the way, but also, you know, because I don't want it to sound like,
Yeah,
they in the
it's
way.
not
They're
an
not in the way.
anti-men thing. Yeah.
Right. I don't want, it's like someone has said to me, what, you only want me to do the heavy lifting? I'm like, no, but yeah.
I also want you to do the heavy lifting.
Right. Because like I already know that I ain't got that muscle mass. Okay. So I
Yeah.
need your help on that too. But also heavy lifting is not just the physical stuff, it's the
Mhm.
spiritual stuff.
It is.
Okay. We both are diviners. Okay. And as we both, you and I are diviners, let us put our Ifa minds together to
Mhm.
work out strategies. Your Ifa can tell you one thing, my Ifa can tell me something, but respect that my Ifa has a voice.
Right.
Okay. And that voice is just as valid because Ifa is Ifa.
I sure.
So we want to be able to, have female diviners step up and really get into their their mindset, their academia. Okay, I mean everybody got a role. Everybody has a role, and not everyone is going to be a diviner. But
I sure.
I do say that those who are supposed to be diviners that have been, it had been mandated in their etas, in their stories, in their odu to
Mhm.
be that. Don't be afraid. Get in and get into service because service is the best way to learn. You sit there, observation. Learn your odus, learn your rituals, learn how your A way, learn all the things that you're supposed to learn, and stop hanging off on, I don't want to do because Baba said I can't do. Really? You know, get past that. We gotta get past that. You know? Yeah, I
Yeah.
get tired of it myself. It's like I get tired of laziness. I think that's more of it. I get tired of
Yeah.
laziness because that's
Well,
Yeah.
what it is. Hmm.
I gotta tell you, Yay Yay, and this is my confession. I ain't interested in plucking no damn feathers out of no chicken. That
If you looked at
is,
my shoes, if you looked at my
I
shoes, I got feathers on them now.
now I do everything else. I do, but the smell makes me ill. I just can't.
Yeah.
That's my confession. But I'll do everything else. I'll sleep. I'll clean. I'll cook. I'll pray. I'll I'll do whatever you want me. Don't ask me to pluck no goddamn chicken.
Just
I
put
can.
it in some boil. Yeah, just put it in some boiling water and pull it out, and
I
then it
know
just wipes off. Just
that,
wipes off.
but
Okay.
I know. I
The
know.
smell of wet feathers
This,
makes you
We got masks now. You can do social distancing from the from
Right.
the bird.
I
Yeah.
know,
Put the
right?
mask on and put the bird in the mask.
Ooh, I sure wish
Uh,
somebody had to put a mask on me all them years. Look, but you know what I realized too? Just because something is not necessarily your thing that you do,
Hmm.
it's always good to know how it
yeah.
should be done.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
right.
mean? Like I'm realizing, even though I was told a lot of times, like that's no, you don't do that, no, you don't do that. I wish I had paid closer attention to certain things so that I would just know how they should be done. Because
Right.
even now, I'm looking at young people in my family who are interested in the tradition. And there are certain
Hmm.
things that now I need to go back and learn because I need to be able to have them do them properly or at least
Right.
understand how they're
Right.
done. And if they're going out into the world having spiritual work done or getting readings or whatever it is they're doing, they need to be aware of what's happening around them and understand,
Hmm.
like, okay, well, my understanding is it's done like this, so that they know that if should that become their thing to do, that they have some understanding of how it's supposed to go, so they're not
Oh,
starting from
absolutely.
zero, because that would be like, then what was I doing? If
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
know nothing,
Well,
what was I
yeah,
doing?
yeah. I mean, basic stuff.
Yeah,
Um, pretty much basic stuff that is not going to be that difficult.
yeah.
It's just about observation.
Mhm.
And 90% of stuff that you do is observation and then
Yep.
do.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
understanding, what I would teach in some of my classes was, okay, you need to know this old dudes frontwards, backwards, side to side, so that you know that when it's being imprinted on the
Mhm.
board, you know what's there. Can't
Yeah.
nobody tell you that Oyekumeji is Ejiobe.
Right.
Okay. And you want them to be able to have those basic understandings and not be
Mhm.
afraid of it.
Yes.
Okay. Because there's this conception in the mind, oh God, it's so big. No, this is common. It's real
Yeah.
common. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not rocket, we're not talking about rocket science. We're talking about some stuff that's real basic and it's cool. Okay.
Yes.
So with that, we have to look at what it is that we can do to help them in those basic understandings. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, another thing too, we got a mandate out of this Odu about the responsibility to increase the gathering of people. So increasing our temples, increasing we have that notion here in the diaspora that we don't proselytize. We
Mhm.
don't say you got to come here and you got to serve this way, and if you don't, you're going to go to some kind of imaginary
Right.
hell. And what Ifa is saying, no, you're not doing all that, but it's saying that priests are now mandated and are responsible to bringing more people to Ifa. So that
Mhm.
means that we have to have deeper, more impacting conversations about what that is and what that looks for. Okay, looks like rather. And
Yeah.
how do we have that? We should be able to have conversations going all over, not fights, not arguments, not debate, but a
Mhm.
conversation so people will feel welcome to
Yeah.
come into this, because we're known, if you come on Elay Facebook, every time you turn around in a group, there's somebody arguing about this and their point and their,
Mhm.
what, you know.
Right.
So we need to have conversations. So we have a lot of new people that want to have this,
Yeah.
that want to, they're feeling their own spiritual push. So they want to be able to have that push be satisfied, but they don't want to be knocked down and said that what you think and what you say is stupid, or that's not it, and who the hell you think you are? That kind of
Yeah.
stuff. That
Yeah.
kind of bravado, garbage up in
Yeah.
your face stuff. You know,
Hmm.
having something that, like we're having a conversation. You know
Yeah.
how good Ifa is. You know, I can tell you how good Ifa is to me. I can
I should.
tell you my journey. I can tell you what in since 1965 has been going on in my life with Ifa. Okay.
Hmm.
And it has been one adventure after another of salvation and love. Okay.
Yes.
I know my ego, my ancestors love me because they become corporeal when something is up with me.
Yeah.
Okay. They break through and say, that's our baby. Okay. And Ifa does the same. So we need to have those conversations that are filled with our compassion instead of our war,
Hmm.
filled with, our healing mechanisms. You know, we make Omero from Omero healing water, soft water.
Hmm.
Omi, Aero soft, Omi water.
I should.
Okay, real simple. But that soft water is leaves from different plants that have been prayed over and energized. Okay, and
Hmm.
in that energy and the combinations of those chemicals of the plant are bringing healing to your life, moving negative energy off of you, getting viruses out of your system. Okay, we have that. It's not a mystery. So people need to know that we can heal you.
Hmm.
Okay, that we have mechanisms in place that will help us do
Yeah.
this work. Okay, and because like you people used to come over to our house um just to get a bath. Okay, you know, give can you give me some of that stuff you gave me the last time to get that?
Yeah.
I felt real. I slept all night long. You
Yeah.
know, and that's how you bring people. You
Mhm.
show them
Mhm.
what this how this helps you. So
Hmm.
that's our other mandates too. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
uh, we have to learn also how to collaborate with other temples. Okay, we have to because we ain't got time for that. I don't want your godchildren. Okay,
Right.
I got enough responsibility with the ones I got. Okay, you need to take care of yours. I can take care of mine, but we can collaborate on joint projects that will benefit the whole community.
I should.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's something that we need to really get into.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
We can go together, we can have Ibimbe and have joint bill, paying for the drummers and and things like that, or paying jointly for spaces so that we all can come together every 17 days.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Mhm.
get down and have a discussion because that's what that Itadogun is for, the community.
Yeah.
It's for us to come together and our priests sit down and tell them what Ifa has in plan for us for the next 17 days.
Hmm.
That
Mhm.
he signed those every 9 days is for the priests to get together to have a strategy and a conversation about what they're going to tell the people on the 17th day. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's stuff we can do. I mean, if it also means that we can use that time as a working platform to help other people, okay?
Hmm.
To help other people in other areas, okay? It
Yeah.
don't just have to be our temple, but like the people over at the school need some help. They need some volunteers. Can we go over there and help at the school? Okay.
Mm.
What else can we do? We need to have a presence in the community. Okay? We need to have a presence that's deeper than just musical. Okay?
Yeah.
It has to be more than that. So we have to pull together gatherings. We have to pull together to gather people because it's people that
Mhm.
Murray works through.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm. There's a question on here that, in fact, there are a few, but one says, "Can you speak on water spirits and African spiritual traditions and their connection to the sacredness of the womb and woman? What is Mama Wata? How does
Mommy
Mama Wata?
water. Mommy
Yeah,
water.
well,
Yeah,
Mama
mommy
Wata,
water spirit.
how does Mama Wata connect to Orisha tradition and the plight of African women?" So this is really a very this is a great question because when as we were talking earlier, the first thing that came to my mind were the water spirits
Hmm.
because I have a connection to the water spirits. So
You
um,
are you are
yeah,
close to the water, right?
every
That's it.
morning I go and I talk to them, and then they talk back.
Yeah.
So we and it's sacredness of the womb and the womb men. W-O, you can see it what's here. So can we speak to that? I think that's a wonderful question.
Okay, but it's how many? There's a number of things in one question.
Yes,
Okay, so
it's a bunch.
all right. Well, mommy water spirits is not Yoruba tradition. Okay,
No.
it's you have mommy water in Benin, you have mommy water in Togo, you have mommy water in Ghana. Okay, and in some parts of Nigeria, they also give mommy water. Okay, it's a
Hmm.
likened to a local in the sense that there's a relationship between a local versus the mommy water spirits. Um, how that works with spirit, not just the spirituality, but how does that work in terms of the womb? You gotta have water in the womb for children to survive in it. We have,
Mhm.
for those of us who still got them, uh, that
I
I got
I,
nobody on here.
I,
No.
you know,
I don't. I ain't got it.
well,
I did my duty to God and country.
yes, I did that, and I also I also look at well, I mean, we use healing mechanisms of those spirits,
Mhm.
okay,
Mhm.
prayers and rituals to help clean, to help
Mhm.
move that energy, negative energy. We're using um those spirits to, because mommy water spirits also are highly protective of women. And on
Yes.
Yeah.
top of them being highly protective of women, a locum is highly protective of women. Um, their male priests are demanded to have a very strict life in how they encounter and work with women. Okay, they're very protective of the women and very, because that deity requires them to be
Mhm.
very protective. And so it changes, I would say mommy water changes the consciousness of its priests from one level to another, or to elevate that consciousness when it comes to the great wound. The great wound is the great spiritual connection that gives us a vehicle from heaven to earth and
Mhm.
manifestation of human form.
That's right.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's how you deal with that kind of, it's a very you have to bring real reverence to that spirit. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
They're also very they're very assert. I don't want to say aggressive. I want to say assertive.
Mhm.
Okay. They're
And
also, hmm,
they can be aggressive though.
yeah, I know, but I'm trying to be nice, yeah. I'm
Oh,
trying to put on my nice, my nice stuff here.
okay. I love
Yeah.
Mommy Wanda. I love her. I love
Oh,
them. I love those
absolutely.
spirits. Oh man,
Yeah.
they're
You have
powerful.
to. They are extremely powerful, psychically powerful.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about that part.
Yeah, let's
Uh,
talk about that part.
yeah, the psychic connection. Okay, well, remember, I'm initiated to a local, so that energy is complementary with mommy water.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
and in that, one of the things that she works with specifically is your psychic cognitive, precognitive ability, your clairvoyancy.
Mhm.
I use this in my practice as a counselor, okay? Because the one thing a locum as well as mommy water can do is get inside of you spiritually. They get inside you in a way that pulls out the layers of things that you were trying to hide, that a person is trying to hide or hold on to that hurts them. Okay.
Mm.
They have a way of getting right to it right away. Okay. All of a sudden, you be sitting there with a client, right? I'll be sitting there with a client, and next thing I know, I'm telling the client about the stuff that's inside that's hurting them and what happened to them. Okay. And then I next have, you know, oh my God, how do you know that? How do you know that? But now we have something to talk about. Okay.
Right.
Because you wasn't trying to tell me all of that. Okay.
Right.
A locum and mommy water get right to the source of things. Okay. It is one of the best healing mechanisms next to EPA. Okay.
Mhm.
That you have because it works so hand in hand with getting to the source of the hurt and the pain. And then it
Mhm.
provides you with a mechanism to wash that away, you know,
Okay.
layer by layer by layer. And it makes you sit there and deal with, it's almost structural psychology, okay, as part as a theory is right in your face kind of. It's not one that sees a thing and says let's take it beat by beat by beat by beat.
Right.
Structural is
Yeah.
this is what you do, this is what you did, this is how it's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that energy is like, you know, in your face. But what mommy water and a locum do is they tell you that. They give it to you right in your face, but you're not, when you're falling, they provide the cushion, the wave to gently rock you. Come on back here. Come on back here, baby. I got you. Okay. I got you. And they give you that support.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is the thing that I love this system of working because at the end of the day, it it garners a true result. Okay, you're not going to see somebody in the hangover of I got the same problem today next week.
Yeah.
Okay, they get to the source, they deal with that problem. Now, okay, let's go over here. That's we resolved this. Let's talk about your mommy issues.
Right.
Okay. Let's talk about your daddy issues. Okay, your brother and sibling issues. Let's talk about the things that of trauma because mommy water really gets into that and they really work in your dreams. Okay.
Mm.
They work deeply in your dreams. Okay. Um one of the things that I use that helps, and I guess I'll have some folks that say, can you give me anything other than some water under my bed? But guess what? It works. Take taking some water,
Mhm.
okay? And you there's a couple of things that you can use that you want to look at. Taking some regular water and take your two fingers and go up the middle to the top of the bowl, okay? And all that is that's open road, right? Okay? And then you pray. You pray for you are grateful, you're thankful, and then after being in gratitude and in thanks, the next thing that you're going to do is ask for clarity in my dreams. So, because you need some place to work this stuff out, a
Right.
safe place. You know,
Yeah.
we need that
Mhm.
safe place. So you got this water, you got your prayer. It doesn't have to be elaborate, okay? And you're praying and asking them to give me clarity, give me sight, okay? So that
Mhm.
I can get past the little dark stuff that's in there, okay? And you ask for protection because sometimes the boogeyman is real, okay? So you want to but you want to have protection, okay? And so with that, then you take that and put it up under your bed,
Yeah.
okay? Then come the next morning of your dreams, if you're dreaming, if you can, journal them,
Yeah.
okay? And then pour that water into the earth and thank the earth for absorbing that negativity that came off of
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
I say.
So once you do that, now you got a working operation on getting some doing some self-care things to
Mhm.
get you clear,
Yeah.
okay, and out of confusion.
Yeah.
Okay. And so these are the things that water does. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
helps and heals in that regard. Um another well, that's one of my favorite ones anyway. Okay. Um Another one that I do happen to like is when I need to cool some things down with water. I like frozen water. Okay. Some ice cubes. Okay.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you need to put a shoe on ice.
Mm.
Okay. Uh, yeah. Putting a shoe on ice, meaning to put some coolness around them, especially when some things are just a little too hot around you. If you, example, when you keep running into conflict and confrontation, okay, there's a couple areas to look at that can help to calm some situations down pretty fast. And that's to put some ice cubes around a shoe, if you have a shoe, okay,
Mhm.
and cool the situation out, okay. Um, that's another favorite of mine, okay. Then I got some other ones that are a little bit more caustic, but but again, yeah, some fun stuff,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Those are great. I think I love clarity. Almost,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I like blessings of money, and
Who
I
don't?
always want to be well and live long. I do. And when I can get clarity, I celebrate that as a manifestation
Absolutely.
because that lets me know what I'm supposed to be doing. you
Mm-hmm.
know, or how, sometimes you have a situation and you just don't know how to really think about it. So, if I can get clarity, even especially in my dreams, because that's means that my undivided attention is there. Sometimes you'll get a thought or a whisper, and you can
Mm-hmm.
kind of write it off as, "Oh, that was me thinking." But when it's in your dream, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty clear that that's here's some information you need to know to process this and get clear on what there is to do or not do, how to relate to certain things.
And
Well,
put that journal next to your bed
I say.
so
yeah.
that you can remember
Mm-hmm.
what
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
How did you get?
I'm sorry. For me, oh God, the dog. For me, I find that if it's a really important information,
Uh-huh.
I wake up and it won't go away. It,
Right.
it,
You'll
it's in
hang
there.
on.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you
It hangs
know.
on.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does hang on. Um, and I love those type of dreams because, and maybe we not need not to call them dreams. Let's start calling them visions.
Right.
Okay, we done walked from one portal into another
to
realm.
another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and so we're not just talking about something that could be deemed fanciful. The
Mm-hmm.
visions, on the other hand, are giving you sometimes in real time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
activities that are going on spiritually. Okay, and you need to act in real time
Yeah.
in those things. Okay, in that area, in that space, or in that realm, and
Mm-hmm.
understand that there are different realms of heaven that we actually have access going in and out to without having to die. Okay,
Yes.
and so because that has to be clear. We also do astral projection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
that we're able to move from one state of being to another.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the beautiful thing that I love about Orisha is the fact that they keep showing us that these are the things that they did in human form.
Right.
You
Right. It's
know?
like get it, just get it that this is
Hmm.
what you are here in this human form, but don't like slap limitations on yourself. This
Absolutely.
is absolutely how you should be moving and being in the
Hmm.
world. Like it's not just one dimensional. It's you got a lot going
Right.
on. Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of that. You know,
Yeah.
is that I know that if I go outside and I dig a hole and something has been bothering, confrontation and stuff, and I pray to elate the
Mm-hmm.
earth, and I take some palm oil, okay, and I say, Mother, I need a smooth ride on this situation, okay. I need you to hear me, and I put some things there, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I do the prayer, and I usually cast for
Uh-huh.
confirmation, okay,
Yes.
and
Yes.
after confirmation, you know, cover it up. I guarantee you, I'm gonna have results before the day is out,
Yeah.
okay, and so that's what we look for,
Yeah.
um in that. It's like you want to be able to have work
Mm-hmm.
and spiritual acumen in things that know work.
Works.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to do stuff that I got to figure it out.
Right.
And I'm doing more work than the deities are. Okay? That's where my lazy man comes in. Okay,
Yeah.
hold up.
Yeah.
Can we get some help here? You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, Also on another note, um, they in the Obey Lara, Obey Tour is still pushing for people for the proper roles, heads of family to protect
Mm-hmm.
their families. Okay, it's no longer this whole issue. You got a head of the family. Your job is spelled out for you here. You
Mm-hmm.
have to protect your family, and you need to know how.
Mm-hmm.
It's incumbent upon you to know what you're doing out here in taking care of your family. And they should also, they're calling for people to be initiated. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
period. See, the thing of it is, and we always think, well, I don't want to be no priest. Well, you're not everybody's supposed to be a working priest.
Right.
Okay. We got different roles. Okay. Not
Yes.
everybody is going to be in the same role. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That all comes out in your etazs and anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
However, you have the ashe, the energy, that energetic energy that's going to cover you with that initiation, that will lend its hand in your career path.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Trust and believe. When I worked for the Bureau of Prisons, honey, trust me, that helped me around little corners and stuff. Okay? That Ashe helped me to keep an eye on my back on a regular basis. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That Ashe of initiation helps you to be motivated and be able to get things as you are keeping your king, keeping your Orisha well fed, well,
Mhm.
that connection, well prayed up. We're praying on these, praying with our heart, our open heart, and doing incantations so that they stay open and active in our lives.
Yes.
That's the stuff we got to do. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say.
Yeah.
I say. That's
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm excited. I know this is going to be just an awesome year of just evolving and unfolding and really getting a chance to see for women, for us as women to see the fruits of our labor happen in
Yeah.
real time. Some of the missing pieces just click in for us to really be able to link up in a way that's even more impactful. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
then to have that be appreciated. Like I know that we've kind of just accepted the idea that we're going to be underappreciated and that a lot of what we do is going to go
Unnoticed.
unnoticed and unacknowledged
Hmm.
by the community that mostly we're serving our community. We're serving our
Hmm.
families. We're serving our spiritual counterparts and the people who are around us.
Hmm.
We do a lot just in service naturally, like that um, environment around Ifa that
Yeah.
I came into, which was one of hospitality and generosity.
Hmm.
Like that's how I came into the tradition, and so that's all I knew how to,
Right.
really that's my only way of responding to people in general, and
Hmm.
not just people in the tradition, but just as an open door. There's certain things that we do that can be open to the public. So bring your friend, bring
Right.
whoever you think this energy, will serve. Like they'll enjoy it and be fed from the energy of it, and those things that people can come to, like just to open the door and say come on, and then have the things in place for them to clean themselves up, their little energy get it,
Right.
when they come in, everybody wear your white, everybody, those types of
Yeah.
things, without fear of having to really check somebody in a real way, because they just
Oh
got beside
God.
themselves. No, I mean it's not just that those are also things that happen, but some
Right.
beautiful things happen when we just gather
Yes.
Hmm.
for something that's not small to the practitioners doing the ritual, but something that's not very invasive or aggressive. It's just a
Right.
thing where
Right.
we can all the energy can come together and we can feed everybody and we can fellowship and have conversations about spiritual things. And because everybody got ori, everybody got ancestors, and
Absolutely.
and it's not, we're not trying to do a hard sell on come to the altar and give your life to Jesus, but we just want you to to know that this is your energy too.
You're right.
So you need to have a comfort level around it.
Right.
Like
Yes.
Absolutely.
we're here for the community, and the more that we open our doors and let people just come in, have a meal, sit and be loved on, then
Hmm.
when their back is against the wall, they know where to go get real help.
Right. Reinforcement.
Yes.
Real serious reinforcement.
Mhm.
That's powerful because like when you think about it, I always think about it Odunes and stuff. We've worked all week long to empower. We're feeding shrines. You
Mhm.
know, we're doing prayers, we're doing incantations, we're doing, but we got little kids in here that's helping. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this. We got our, the kids are singing, they dancing, they're a part of everything that's going because that's what Ebi family does.
Mhm.
And then when now these shrines are, brimming with energy. Okay. And after it's brimming with energy, what we doing next? We singing again. We bringing that energy up
Yeah.
to a wonderful crescendo,
Yeah.
and everybody feels the power because now Arisha coming down.
Right.
They have now taken on to the Eligun or the sometimes it might be they need to show somebody in the priesthood that's my child right there. And you
Mhm.
have someone that has now gotten spirit. Okay. And now
Yes.
we can now minister because they've been touched by Arisha. And now
Yeah.
we can show you that, this is real. This
Mhm.
is real. This is a powerful, powerful thing
Yeah.
that we have. Okay. It's and that's what's beautiful about it is also getting our people aware again of what we came from.
Mhm.
You know, that's what I'm looking at. Look at where we came from. Look at
Yeah.
what our ancestors came from. They did this. They called these spirits down. They got messages from them. They helped them to get from point A to point B. Always think about Alomo Rock and Abel Kuta. That mountainside that said, the spirit of that mountain said to the people, if you stay here, you won't get caught. I will
Mm.
cover you. Those that don't will get caught by the slave catchers. Okay? Those that got caught with by the slave catchers were the ones that left the Lomo Rock.
Mm.
And there we are here. Okay. So we got,
Yeah.
this is real energy, real force. This is, and that's what we teach our
Yeah.
children, you know.
Mhm.
I just want people to remember that that same energy and that force is in a Khan, it's in Wudan,
Ashe.
it's in the
I say.
Kemetic sciences,
Ashe.
it's in all African spiritual systems and traditions. And so, whatever is your lineage, because we all don't have the same lineage. So,
That's true.
whatever is your
Mhm.
lineage, you'll feel it, you'll know it, investigate, go with it, and um, and know that it is powerful. Ifa is
Oh yeah.
powerful, and so are the others. So just investigate.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because the power
Mhm.
is in you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We are the way that Oldsmar gets around in the earth. Like that's us. It's
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
us to
Mhm.
call spiritual reinforcement, whatever that is for each of us individually. Like you, it's good to learn what's rocking with you,
Yeah.
so that
Absolutely.
you're not, so that you're calling the spirits that can give you the strongest support,
Right.
like
Yeah.
the ones that resonate with you, that already know who you are, been waiting on you to say their name, the ones that you know what I mean. That's
Yeah.
what you came here to do. So yeah,
Call,
absolutely. And
Mhm.
I'm
call
so
my name.
yeah.
Call
And
it.
the thing is, like, we don't need to be afraid of that. Like I remember um in inviting people to come to Agoon festivals and just ancestor worship. And
Mhm.
we had festivals at the river every year, and people would come out, and festivals for Oshun. We had festivals for Yemaja. I had a friend who had just been married, and they had moved recently back to Sacramento, him and his wife, and they were trying to have a child.
Mhm.
And they've been having a lot of problems. and they just shared it with me in passing. Like, yeah, we've been trying to get pregnant, but it's been, and I just happened to see them in the grocery store or something while we were preparing for the festival. So I was like, well, Saturday we're gonna be down at the river.
Okay.
And I said, you guys, you should come. Just come. Come eat, because we're gonna be cooking meat in the ground. We're gonna All the
Okay.
sisters is gonna be out there. We're gonna have the drummers and we're gonna be dancing. It's gonna be a good time. Just come. They
Mm-hmm.
said okay. So they came, and within the month, they was pregnant. So all they did was
Absolutely.
take their prayers down to the river when everybody was praying and they were
Mhm.
singing and just hanging out, really. But it's the
Open the way.
energy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We had done Ebo the night before. We
Yeah.
had the meat from everybody was eating the meat from the Ebo. We were just,
Mhm.
we were having a good time, but just that community. And when we stopped
Mhm.
doing it, then people that I didn't even know knew about it. Was like, when y'all gonna do the when y'all gonna do the festival again? When you go, you know what I mean? And so that was a matter of
Yeah.
fact, I think a couple of years Baba Fashina came.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He came to
Yeah.
hang out with
Yeah, he
us.
used to hang out with y'all and Kim and all
Yeah.
of them. Yeah.
Uh-huh. We had a good time. Shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I just know and Kimmy was there every year. Like it was a great time. And just coming up like that, I think
Mhm.
it gives you that experience. So many people in the city have been touched just in these places. You know what I mean? They've been in the energy, and so they understand. I think we even did a festival for Ogun. Um,
Mhm.
they were in the energy, felt it, they know it's real, that whatever happened for them in their lives. And then when we are talking about creating a space for people to come, you
Mhm.
know um, and be supported, reinforced, cleaned up, protected, all of that, we can
Oh
do
yeah.
that. And as women,
Yeah.
I don't know that well, I'll say what if I is saying that we're the ones that
Yeah.
are going to create those spaces, that we're
We're the
Mm-hmm.
ones
responsible.
that coming back. There, we are the ones you've been looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. We're the ones
Yeah.
you've been looking for.
Yeah,
You,
yeah. And I
you
know
know.
because it's the tendency of a mother
Mhm.
to
Right.
want you to be the best you can be. Not
Mhm.
to
Mm-hmm.
necessarily, like who somebody I heard this one, I can't remember who it was that said it, that a mother is not a place for leaning. A mother is the one that makes leaning unnecessary.
Ah.
Mm.
Yeah. I like
Mm-hmm.
that. I like
Yeah.
Me
that.
too. Me.
So
Me too.
yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Okay.
That's a.
Yeah. So that's what we are charged and equipped to create people who are spiritually self-sufficient,
Mhm.
but in the way that they can enter into the community and form interdependent bonds rather than
God was
codependent,
right.
and then be active in their own right and destiny, but also supportive of the harmonizing of the community and the
Mhm.
well-being of the community. And it's just a great time to be a woman.
It really is. Wouldn't
Well,
have it any other way.
you
Yeah.
Just wouldn't.
you chose it. This is
Yes.
what you
Yeah.
chose. You
It's
Mhm.
know.
our destiny.
So,
We chose it in heaven
Yeah.
and brought
yeah.
it here to earth.
Mhm.
The last thing too on this Odu, another thing is that they talked about us being careful not to look down on others.
Yeah.
You know, and that we should think about quality rather than quantity this year.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that our divine strength of individuality should be our focus, but not our human strength. So it's like, as an individual, I am strong. I
Mhm.
mean, I am very strong, and at the same time I also understand that those that I am with are individually strong. So I'm not going to look down on another woman
Mm-hmm.
about whether it's her economic, her choices of relationships, her whatever it may be that women tend to look down on each other about.
Mm-hmm.
Our job this year is not to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Our job is to inspire,
Mm.
okay, to give them and ourselves that boost up, you
Yeah.
know, that even when they're presenting to us um brokenness, okay,
Yeah.
because sometimes that's what you see first is their brokenness and that energy from that, okay. So rather than us dealing with that, recognize that that's what you're seeing. That's their brokenness. Let me find a way to heal. The kisentu, um, the broken plate, the Japanese style of artistry where you have the
Yeah.
broken plate
Plate,
and
Uh-huh.
yes,
you add the gold or the silver in to
yes,
make it a new thing. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's
yes,
what we're talking about. We're talking
Yeah.
about
yes.
they're going to present their brokenness sometimes to us. All we have to do is look at it and say, Ifa, what am I going to make new in this with the gold you're giving me,
I sure.
Mhm.
with the
Yeah,
silver that you're giving me, so that we have a new, beautiful thing.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yeah. Because we all have that brokenness.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Every one of
Right.
us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
with that, we're able to, now have something else to present to the world. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I cannot move forward if my sister is hurt and
Hurting.
harmed. I can't, how
Yes.
am I going to do that? So I can't, or my brother. Let me go there. You know, I have to be able to look at him, look at her, and say, how can I be of assistance?
Yes.
Okay. And if they don't know how, then we go into, all right, well, let me see what I can do. What resources do
Mm-hmm.
I have that you can make available to you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not judging you. Okay. I'm not I'm going to be a safe place for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now it's not saying that I'm gonna let your brokenness break me up either. Okay.
Right.
But I okay, full disclosure here. But at least what I want to be able to do is get you to a place where you're safe and
Mm-hmm.
that you can heal. Okay, because
Yeah.
sometimes somebody just needs to have a space where they can heal, and
Yeah.
heal up and get some bandages and some clean clothes and some food in their belly and be okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that's what we're looking at. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm loving what Ifa is bringing to us,
Oh, sure.
and there's so much more because we didn't go over a bunch of this,
Yeah.
but like it is saying, and if anybody has an opportunity to get the stuff, get the uh verses, to get them, read them. Okay,
Yes.
have questions about it. Ask priests about it. Tell them. I want to know
Mm-hmm.
about what's going on in what is this thing called? Do we find what? Wait a minute. What's he about?
Right.
What's the reason? We need to be able to satisfy the curiosity, okay,
Mhm.
and not
Mhm.
present them with harshness. Well, what you want to know for, you know, or
Right.
to have that other kind of attitude where they, you are you're throwing cold water on them. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
if I was saying he ain't accepting that no more,
Right.
not going to accept that no more. So now we have to be able to open up and teach, okay? And not
Yeah.
only teach, be also students,
And
Mm-hmm.
okay?
be an example of
Yes.
Hmm.
what it is that we're teaching.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
absolutely.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add in closing? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All I want to say is that it's the reawakening, the return, the reemergence of the sacred goddess. That's
I say.
really what it is for me. The
I say.
goddess is returning because she has been tread upon and put down for centuries now, but she comes back. She'll always come back because she's the
Hmm.
mother. She's the mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I say. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I want us to see is our strength,
Mm-hmm.
as well as not just our strength, but our elevation, our self elevation, our elevation by our deities as daughters of Odu.
Mm.
We are the daughters, okay? We are the true children of Oludumare. Come back and return. We are the firstborn of Orumila. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
he had twins, and his firstborn child was a woman. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
was a girl child. So that, and it doesn't do anything more than just to give us an understanding of how valuable we really are
I
in
say.
this. And this is what we need to understand, that we are here as returnees. We are we are the divine return. We are the priest coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what our push was in the first place. That's why we had so many challenges in the first place to hone our skills. The
Yeah.
challenges was how you gonna have you don't know how you gonna know war and peacetime.
Mm.
Okay, how you gonna do that? Okay,
I
so
say.
we have to think about those challenges were there for a reason. They weren't there to emasculate us. Okay, they were there just like the coal. That coal needs that pressure to turn it into the diamond. And that's what we are. We're the diamonds here.
Yeah.
Okay. We done been up under the pressure now. So here we go. Okay. See, watch
Yeah.
me shine. Okay. Let me rock this for you. Okay.
Yes. Yes. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you both for this conversation. It has been an awesome conversation as always. And I hope that everyone who joined us online on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, that you will subscribe to these conversations and that you will continue to come. And I hope that you were blessed and supported and reinforced in some way by this conversation. I know I was. And we want you to have a wonderful day, and we love you.
Ashe.
Okay.